Yeah, that's really crazy.
But before you came on, man, we were talking about I don't know if you've seen this one cop. We're on cops, and there's this female cop who put out a video of her crying and had a breakdown while she's in the McDonald's line trying to get her food. Have you seen that video or heard about that?
No, I have not. I will have to look that up.
So basically, she's crying because she thinks that the people that work in the McDonald's, they're making her wait, and they're making her wait a long time. And then when they told her to pull over and they'll bring the order out, she ordered something and they brought like some of it, and she thought that they were targeting her. And she's talking about, once you guys give us a break, we work hard and all that. But here, I'll play a little bit of the video so y'all can kind of hear it.
Okay.
I decided to come to the McDonald's at Love's on the Ford Avenue exit, and I waited in line to get my food. I had already done my mobile order so that, people don't pay for my stuff, because I just always like to pay for it myself. But I'm on my way home from work. When I pull up to the window, they hand me my receipt, so I go to the second window to get my food, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. And so the girl comes to the window and asks me what my order was. I repeat my order and my coffee order, and they asked me to pull up because my food's not ready. It's an English muffin meal with a hash brown and coffee. And I hadn't eaten since probably I've been up for a very long time, but I haven't eaten in a while, so I was kind of hungry. And I'm still waiting. And I'm still waiting. And they asked me to pull up. So I pull up forward, and a girl comes out with my coffee, and just the coffee. And she hands it to me, and I have my window down. And that's all she hands me is the coffee. So I told her, I said, don't bother with the food, because right now I'm too nervous to take it. It doesn't matter how many hours I've been up. It doesn't matter what I've done for anyone. Right now I'm too nervous to take a meal from McDonald's because I can't see it being made. I don't know what's going on with people nowadays, but please, just give us a break. Please just give us a break. I don't know how much more I can take. I've been in this for 15 years, and I've never, ever had such anxiety about waiting for McDonald's drive-thru food. So just have a heart, and if you see an officer, just tell them thank you, because I don't hear thank you enough anymore. All I want is just my...
All right. What do y'all think about that?
I think it was fucked up, to be honest.
For who? Point of view? Her point of view?
For the cop. Yeah.
All right.
For the cop. This is a person that hasn't done anything to anybody, just because she wears a uniform.
Right.
They want to play jokes and have fun with her, basically.
Right. What do you think, guys? Q?
She might have been paranoid, I don't know. But at the same time, it's open season on the cops. You gotta know it. You can't sit back, like I said in last year, you can't sit back and just keep taking it. So, I heard there was a steak and shake where, 3 officers got sick and they thought they got poisoned by the employees at the Shake Shack. Turns out they didn't. But anyways, this is what it's come to.
Right.
This is what it's come to, man.
What about
you? So, maybe they're in their head. Maybe they're not in their head. Maybe they are doing something. This is what it's come to, and I'm completely fine with it, to tell you the truth, man.
What about you, Hoop?
I'm a human still. At the end of the day, it sucks. There's good cops out there. I understand that, but the focus right now is just the treatment that black folks have gotten now. So I don't want to. I want to keep my eyes on the prize as far as I go. I feel her frustration. Like Ari said, if she didn't do nothing, like she really does care about her job and tries to do it the best of her ability. That does suck, but sorry, that's yeah. It is what it is.
I hear you. I'm the same way. I mean, it sucks on both sides. I mean, of course, you don't treat anybody like that. She's a person too, but. It's just I don't know, man. They shouldn't do that, but still, it's hard for me to sympathize a whole lot. I mean, I don't know.
I got a question for y'all.
Shoot,
because I've seen this posed. I want everybody to answer this one if they feel like answering.
Right.
I guess it's a two-part question. Have you ever had a gun pulled on you by a cop, and what age were you?
I haven't had one pulled out on me, but I have been back of a police car once. I never had a gun pulled out or handcuffed.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Good. Glad to hear that. Now, who said yes?
Q.
Okay.
What happened, Q?
I had one pulled out on me when I was 14. I had just got off my shift at Winn-Dixie. I got out the bus and I was walking home. I was cutting through this little office park on Dunwoody Place.
Ooh, I know where that is.
Going back to where I lived. Cop stopped me, pulled a gun on me, and said I looked like someone that had just robbed the Quick Trip, which was actually just across the street. But the only thing that I got out of it, I was wearing a Philly Eagles jacket, Randall Cunningham Philly Eagles jacket, and he said the guy that robbed the Quick Trip was wearing a Giants jacket, so he let me go. But at the same time, he pointed a gun at me. When he pointed the gun at me, I was scared. I raised my hands and I said, "Hey man, I'm 14." I said, "I'm 14. I just got off work at Winn-Dixie," and I started kind of peeling my jacket open a little bit, just showing him underneath I was wearing a Winn-Dixie uniform with the name tag. But I mean, he had the gun on me for a minute, before he finally put it down. But I'm like, I can't pose a threat to you. And at 14 years old, I was like 135 pounds. I was a kid. I wasn't like the black man I look like today. So, I thought it was bullshit. Looking back at it, I always think it's bullshit. I always remember it.
Right.
It'll always haunt me. It'll always make me mad. It is what it is.
What about you, Aries?
Now you mean like the most recent one, or?
Oh, I mean, hey, we got time.
Yeah, man.
Okay, there was this one time where I was walking back from my friend's house. It was late night, and then there's this car like following me, and I'm walking, say, eastbound down the street. So as this cop, I remember, at first I didn't realize it was a cop. I just saw these headlights follow me. And I'm like slow rolling right behind me. So I turn into the liquor store, buy me something to drink, come out, the car's gone. I'm like, all right, cool. So I keep walking, and I get to the corner near my house, and there's this bank, and then across the street there's this grocery store. And when I hit the corner, the pillar that's blocking holds just where you go and make the turn to the walkway to get to the bank, there's this cop just standing right there with his gun drawn. Ooh. Pointed at me, and it was like, freeze. I'm like, what? And he hit me with the, well, you fit the description of a person who robbed the grocery store. Right. I'm like, what grocery store? He said, the one right up here at Rouse. I said, so I'm walking back to the scene of the crime?
I know, right?
So I'm walking back to the place I just robbed. I mean, does that even make sense? So they patted me down, and I'm like, man, this is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You're harassing me. I don't like this. And then a second cop pulls up, and he goes, hey, John, don't he look like the person we're looking for? I said, of course he's going to back you up. He's a cop.
Wow. Did he say yeah, that's him?
He kind of looked like him. I'm like, man, of course he's gonna back you up. Right.
Wow. My story was a little bit like that too. Of course, fitting the description. And this happened in Buckhead, man. back in the 90s.
Not the buck.
Yeah, man. On a Friday night, I think it was me and two of my coworkers from work, and they were in another car, and they were following me, and we were going to hang out in Buckhead and party and stuff. And I pulled into this place that was closed. That usually I know that there's a parking spot there, so I'm like, oh, cool, I can park here. But they always have this no parking sign there during the business hours. So I pulled in there, and as soon as I pulled in, I see this cop car pull up behind me. And I'm thinking, oh man, they're gonna bust me for parking here. So he came up to the window. He's like, where you coming from? I'm like, oh, I just got here, man. My friends are coming. We're just gonna hang out here. And he said, all right, hold on for a minute. And then he radioed to his, on his radio, he was like, did you say that was the suspect wearing a baseball cap backwards? And I happened to be wearing a baseball cap backwards. And they were like, yes. And they're like, we're bringing someone got mugged in Buckhead. And whoever did it was black and had a baseball cap on backwards. And I'm like, wait, I just pulled up. I'm in my car. And they're like, well, we need you to get out of the car. They're going to bring him over real straightened out. I'm like, but I didn't do anything. So they're like, it's all right, we'll see. So they put me in the back of the car. Now, while I'm sitting in the back of the car waiting on them to bring these people down, they start looking in my car. I was more nervous about that because I had just bought like a nickel bat of weed that was underneath my sun visor. And I'm like, oh God, please don't pull that sun visor down. Please don't pull that sun visor down. I even had like an empty beer bottle in the passenger side floorboard. And they were looking, and I was looking like, oh, please don't pull it down. And right before they got ready to do that, they brought down the couple that was mugged. And I was sitting in the back seat, and I looked at them like, what? And they looked at me, and they were like, no, that's not him. And then so they were like, well, let me see your ID, your registration. And I was looking through my car, and then they were like, well, you can go. And then I'm like, and I kept telling them, my friends are behind me, they'll vouch for me. And my friends never showed up. Then all of a sudden, when the cops pulled up,
that was my next question.
Those chumps walking up the street, they're like, hey man, we saw the cops pulled you over, we didn't know what was going on. I'm like, y'all fucking suck.
So they said, I'm gonna let you get caught by the cops.
Yeah. Exactly. They're
been some brothers.
Let me see what's going on first.
No, they weren't brothers.
Wow.
And they were freaked out because they had weed too.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. All right.
Yeah. So I'm like, anyway, so yeah, man, it's crazy. All right, fellas, let's move it along. This police talk is depressing.
I gotta get my story.
Oh, Hoop, go. Oh. Yeah, go ahead and tell your story.
Reading that. So I was 20 years old. I was leaving a party at West Georgia. We were in Carrollton. And something happened at the party. And so my group, we were like, okay, we're going to leave out of here because we heard someone was going back to their car to get a gun. Some little house party thing or whatever. So we are the first to leave the party. We get into our friend had a Jeep Cherokee. So we were the first one to leave the party. So I guess the cops were called. Mm-hmm. And since we were the first ones to leave, we got pulled over at the gas station. And there's 4 of us in there. And man, I'm talking like 6 cars pull up, and they come with like guns in our face. Like we had the windows down.
Whoa!
And I'm just like, they're like, don't give me a reason. Don't give me a reason. I'm just like, we don't have nothing in the car. We were clean cut. No weed. No. Thank God there wasn't wrong with any folks that I sometimes roll with. So they got us out of the car, knees in the back, handcuffed, laid on side road. Meanwhile, I'm looking at all my other friends like leaving, like going down, leaving the party. Just because they left later, they didn't get pulled over. So obviously we didn't do nothing, so they ended up letting us go. But man, that was like a surreal experience. I'm like, wow. I mean, it's like I can't sneeze right now. Like
I know, right?
Pull this damn trigger on me, man. So yeah, that was my first and only, thank God, that having a gun in my face.
Mm-hmm. Me, second everyday thing.
Wow, can't imagine that, Aries.
Damn, Aries, what's happening every day, for real?
I mean, I've had so many guns pulled on me by cops. It's ridiculous. It's like you become immune to it.
Wow. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I saw, Jay Farrell, the comedian. Yeah, I saw his thing that he posted on Instagram
from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, the cops had him. He was out jogging.
Laid on the ground.
Yeah, and they rolled up on him and pulled guns out and made him get on his belly and said he fit a description of somebody running with gray pants on. And he's like, and I think they put their knee on his back of his. He said the back of his neck, but it looked like it was more on his back.
Back of his shoulder.
Yeah.
Back of his shoulder.
And he was like, look, all you have to do is Google my name and you'll see you made a big mistake. And they were like, and they did it, and they were like, oh, well, okay, we're sorry. You fed a description. So, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's their favorite line. You fit the description.
Right.
I don't know if you guys seen this video. I don't know if you guys seen this video where these cops approach this black guy sitting outside of a restaurant and he's smoking a cigarette. And he's asking the guy, well, you look like a guy who has warrants. He said, well, it's not me. I'm not the guy you're looking for. And they keep continuing to talk to him, harassing him, and then they finally grab him and put him in handcuffs. He said, all right, look, my ID's in my wallet. Go ahead and pull it out. And then he turns to the camera and says, watch this. And when they pull out his wallet and open it, and it shows that he's an FBI agent.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, so I
think I know what you're talking about. I think I've heard that story before.
So fast. Like, oh my God, it was funny.
That's similar to a video I saw on Twitter where they pulled over this chick in his car and his sister, and she was wanting to know why they were pulling her over. And they were given the same old excuse. Come to find out, she was like the state's attorney or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen
that. I've seen that one on YouTube too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. She actually looks like the mayor of Atlanta.
Oh, Keisha, yeah.
Yeah, she did.
So they know they pull that BS all the time. So it's hard to. I understand why things are happening now, and I think some sort of reform or whatever has to happen because you can't keep doing that. But all right, fellas.
Wait, hey, am I the only one that's kind of like? It's kind of funny to me, it's like we can't rest, we can't get any sleep. Now all of a sudden we're doing it to y'all, and y'all are paranoid as shit. Well, welcome to paranoia. Tupac was telling you about being paranoid about the cops in '96, so now y'all are paranoid about us. Yeah. So I'm kind of like, what goes around will eventually come around. I don't give a shit about these cops being paranoid. I don't care, man. I think enough is enough, man. You can only say so many times. You can only do peaceful protests so many times before you gotta take it to the next level, man. They took it to the next level. It's like the bully at school. How many times you gonna ask them, don't bully me before you kick his ass or you stand up for yourself.
Right.
So I'm happy to see the black community with a whole bunch of other races that are not even black backing us up. It's kind of a beautiful thing. Now all of a sudden, Roger Goodell's talking about, well, hire Kaepernick. Now all of a sudden, the Los Angeles Chargers talking about, oh, he fits in our system. We'll hire him. I'm like, man, come on now.
I know that's funny.
Uncle Tom bullshit, man. Come on.
Yeah.
They said.
Go ahead, Hoop. Talk about the whole cap thing.
They said Goodell did that 180 because he wasn't on that Black Lives Matter and all that stuff before. But when Patrick Mahomes, your 23-year-old MVP marquee player of the league, is starting to say something, yeah, you better get ahead of that, bro.
Right.
Get ahead of that.
Exactly. That's exactly what he did.
I didn't seen all kind of posts. Shit, Atlanta hire Kaepernick. I'm like, for what?
As a backup.
You still got two other.
Personally, I don't want to see him in Atlanta, but I hope he gets a shot.
I'd take him over Matt Schaub. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'll take him over Matt Schaub, but then you have Kurt at the number 3 spot, and then in a competition, Kurt beats him out. I'm sorry.
They should bring him to New Orleans.
No, I don't want to see him in New Orleans either.
They already brought him and Jameis Winston, man. No, him and Drew and Jameis Winston. That shit would be ugly.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's so surprised we haven't heard from. I'm surprised we haven't heard from Jameis Winston's crazy ass.
Did y'all hear that that dummy Trump is flip flopping now on Kaepernick? He was asked. They were asked about about him being reinstated. And he thinks that doing all this stuff, should he have a chance? And Trump's like, oh yes, he definitely should have a chance. And he goes into his whole incoherent spiel about it, talking about, oh, he was great when he came out as a rookie and had a first good couple of years.
He has no idea who Kaepernick is.
I know, right?
I thought he was a son of a bitch.
Exactly. He was the same guy to call him a son of a bitch a few years ago. Now he's like, oh yeah, he should do his shot.
Just a week prior, he was saying how he hopes that people don't kneel during the national anthem because of disrespect to the flag and the soldiers. When, come on, are you really going to go back and try to say that again?
He's just doing it because it's an election year, and this whole thing has really screwed up his chances.
No, he screwed up his chances. That idiot. I look at that fool like my special needs cousin. Just every time I see him, I'm like, oh man, bless his little heart.
I wouldn't even give him that much credit.
I hear that, man.
Nah, he's a fool, but we can't say too much about him, or else Secret Service will be calling us. So
I don't even think they care anymore. All right.
They probably don't.
Moving on. Hoop, you were mentioning, since we're on sports, we'll do one more thing about sports. I hear that NASCAR has made a big move, man, by taking the Confederate flag away from the sport. Hoop, can you give us a little more detail?
Thought? Yeah, so I think it's it's been last week when NASCAR announced that they don't want the Confederate flag, just flying anywhere affiliated with their cars, and I guess they can't speak for the fans. They still gonna rock to that flag, I'm sure. But if you know NASCAR, that's Southern tradition, as much as you can call it. They fly that flag, and they talk about heritage.
They fly it at a lot of college campuses too, Hoop.
We're doing one step at a time. If we can get to the college campuses, that's good too.
Yeah, I hear one of the
that's huge, man.
Yeah, it is huge. But I hear
one of their drivers said he was quitting. Right. Now all of a sudden his family's getting death threats. And then TMZ asked him, "Are you still quitting?" And he said he had to think about it. I'm like, man, stand up for what you stand up for.
Is that the same guy who didn't have any top 50 finishes? Same
ass dude that didn't have any top 50 finishes. Running his mouth. Now his family's getting death threats, and now all of a sudden he's talking about, oh yeah, well, I'm reconsidering my position. Man,
sounds like
I wish NASCAR call him up on the phone and get rid of his ass just to do so.
Yeah, a lot of people flip flopping, right? True.
Oh yeah.
All right, fellas, move along.
Shit, Drew.
Drew didn't realize these Black Lives Matter.
Oh yeah.
Until it came to bite him in the ass.
All right, fellas. Whew. All right, let's change it up a little bit, man. Let's talk about a little tech talk. So earlier this week, fellas, since the last time we talked, we mentioned about video games and consoles. PlayStation has revealed the new PlayStation 5. Did you fellas see it?
Yes. How much is it going to be? I need to start saving.
I think it's like $4.99 or $5.99 off the rip.
There's no price for it yet. They didn't announce a price. But what they did announce, they came up with a new design, which is kind of, I'm not.
It's gonna be like $750.
I'm not buying anything based on design. They did that shit with the iPhone. Design. Oh, made a bigger iPhone.
But the hardware's a lot better. They have that race tracing stuff, and they have two versions. You can have one that has a disc in it, and one that's just totally digital, since a lot of people just download their games. And of course,
all more GameStop.
Right, exactly. What rumored is that people are saying all kind of numbers, $1,000, $700. I think you were close, Q. I think they'll probably do it right below 500 for one, and then maybe $20 difference for the one without the hard drive.
$20.
If they keep it like the past, especially
$20
in the past when they
that's just like
not $20 difference. Nah, I'm thinking
It won't be
200 difference.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like $100 difference.
I don't think it'll be $100 difference.
I'm thinking
man,
the
because
whole
the hard drive, an optical drive
digital
is not
one,
that big of a deal.
supply and demand, though. Right now you can't buy a Nintendo Switch or a PlayStation or an Xbox. Go to any Target or Walmart, they're all sold out. Same thing with bikes. So
Well, we'll find out when they announce.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not buying one. My son said he wants one. I'm like, oh, you can take your little money and do what you want. That's what he did with the PlayStation that's out now. But
Right.
I'm not buying one. I'm too old.
PlayStation 4 Pro. Nah, I'm waiting on the Xbox.
I'll buy the PS4. I like my baseball game.
How about 5? But
If I had to go with something, I'd go PS4.
I already have the PS.
I'm waiting for the Series X.
The PS, not the PS4. PS5, yeah.
Right. I'll buy it like a few years down the line, like I did before. Especially when they come up with a new PSVR. Speaking of which, I'm having a great time with my VR. Why don't y'all tell me
The
this?
VR is great, and it's going to be compatible with the PS5, so you don't have to worry about buying a new one.
It's good, Rock.
It's awesome, man. I thought it was great.
How many shekels that set you back? What's it cost?
I got it. Actually, I got it.
$199.
Yeah, but I got it a little cheaper than that though. I got it used off eBay, and I paid right around $100 for it.
I'm a brother with motion sickness problems, so I'm scared of those things. But it seemed like it would be nice.
Oh man, yeah. There's one roller coaster ride where you're like shooting people while you're on a roller coaster.
Oh,
it
hell
makes me
no!
sick every time. And then there's another one where you go deep down in the ocean with sharks and stuff, and they're attacking your cage. And I can't do that one either. There's very limited games I can actually do. My son can do them all, but we limit them to an hour.
Period.
Yeah. When I'm in Orlando, I'm looking crazy at the video coasters, man. I'm a big black dude that's got his head down, sweating shit. Yeah.
Well, they have other stuff too.
I can't do VR. I can't stand it.
Well, don't say that yet, man. Wait till you see some twerking on VR. All I'm saying.
No.
Hey.
Yeah, you can't put on the goggles and watch anything on TV that you want or whatever. That's kind of cool.
But I didn't know that you could do that, man. Like, Q, did you watch that video I sent you of the Russian girls twerking in VR?
I watched it, but not in VR because I didn't want my son to see it.
Oh.
So I just watched it on my phone or whatever. But yeah.
Whenever you get a chance when you're at home by yourself, you should check it out. It's amazing.
But sometimes I'll mess around and I'll go on Netflix and I'll watch a Netflix show, like a 30-minute show, and put the headset on and just watch it that way. It's like being in the movie theater almost.
Right. But yeah, man, VR, I like it, man. So I did the Xbox, and it was cool, but I think I like PlayStation better.
I'm brand loyal.
Yeah, like PlayStation, Apple. Yeah.
That's why I brought that up.
Yeah. I know where
Xbox,
you're going.
Android.
But Rock, didn't you just recently switch?
That Xbox.
Say what?
Just recently. Who was the one that just recently switched to Apple?
Wasn't? No.
I flip flop.
Not us.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're a trader.
So I have a that's why I'm not biased. I've been on both sides.
I have two, man, and I'm all about Apple. The only reason I even flip flop when it comes to PCs is because I didn't have an Apple available.
You can always order one online.
What, a PC?
Mm-hmm.
Why would I want to do that, Aries?
I don't know.
Right.
I'm talking about like when you were looking for one.
No. It wasn't that it was available that I couldn't find it. It was unavailable for my finances.
Okay.
That's back in my Metro PCS days.
Wow, Metro. They're the worst.
They are.
Metro.
That's all I could afford back then when I was working for myself.
They're still around.
For sure. And Apple does have a big announcement coming up pretty soon, and the rumor is they're going to come out with a new design iMac. And it is rumored that they have these some Apple glasses that are coming out that's supposed to be really cool. And I've seen some designs so far. I don't know if they're real to what they're putting out, but they're very stylish, and it doesn't look like that whole Google Glass thing that came out a few years ago. But it's not. They're not stated to come out for it until 2021.
I'd be interested in that. See what it looks like at least.
Oh yeah, I'll send you guys what's going around on the internet about them. But they look pretty cool, and it's not supposed to be as evasive as the Google Glass were and all that type of thing. So if anybody can pull it off, I have confidence they can. All right, fellas, any more tech talk before we move on?
Nope.
No. I didn't say is when you're looking at the PlayStation and Xbox, just look at the schematics, and Xbox has a better graphics. Just saying.
I hear you.
They also have that Rings of Death too. So
you're talking like 10 years ago.
Xbox doesn't have the MLB contract. Can't mess with them. I like my baseball game.
All right, moving on. Oh, one quick thing, Aries. I saw that you were playing The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Oh yeah. That's real good. I'm waiting for the part 2. Part 2 comes out on Friday, so I've been waiting for that for a long time. Cool.
That's a game that looks like Tomb Raider, but like way better. I think I saw like a commercial for it.
It's not like Tomb Raider. It's more of a survival game.
Oh, okay.
In a post-apocalypse world, something like that.
Yeah. It's I mean, like I said, I've been waiting for they pushed the release date to this game back twice. It was supposed to come out late last year, and then they pushed it out to March, and now they pushed it back to June. So,
all right, fellas. Well, let's talk about what we always talk about on the end of our shows. What everybody's watching now during our quarantine or these crazy times. So anybody got any good suggestions of things that they're watching we can suggest for the listeners?
90 Day Fiance.
I got something.
So I'm looking for something.
90 Day Fiance. I'm all about that.
It went off. I think because they just had the Zoom reunion.
The tell-all. They had the reunion. Then this past week they had the extra bonus tell-all. No Neck Ed talked about why he has no neck. I mean, he's missing some vertebrae or something like that. Some crazy story he told.
Oh wow!
I've been watching this show. I got HBO Max. I actually got it for free because we have AT&T internet, and if you have a certain level of internet, you get HBO Max for free. So any of you guys that have HBO internet, you might be eligible for HBO Max for free. But I've been watching a show called Love Life on HBO Max. It's exclusive to HBO Max only, and I like it. It's with Anna Kendrick. She's the girl from Pitch Perfect. If you've ever seen any of those Pitch Perfect movies,
yeah, I know
she's a little brunette or whoever, and she's good at it. And it's a good show. So, anyways, Love Life on HBO Max, exclusively only on HBO Max. So you got to have HBO Max if you want to watch it. Don't be trying to watch it on HBO Go.
I'm watching Doom Patrol on DC.
Oh, Doom Patrol! I've heard about that. Is that good?
Oh yeah. It's a good show. I like it.
What is it?
I mean,
what is it about?
It's the not superheroes, just so-called superheroes. They're like not has-beens or whatever.
Right.
So yeah, like I said, it's decent. I watch a lot of my shows from Hulu and Disney. So.
Okay. I was watching the one I have, man. It's on Netflix. My pick. I've watched the new Spike Lee movie called The Five Bloods. So
tell me about
I've been wanting to watch that. I've been wanting to watch that.
It's pretty good. I haven't found the time. I like it. It's pretty good. You know, the acting in
15
it.
seconds. What is it about? Like, I'm trying to.
It's about these dudes, these black soldiers in Vietnam, and they were in Vietnam, and then now they're older, and then it's modern times, but they go back to Vietnam, and the reason that they're going back is they somehow they got a bunch of gold that they couldn't bring back, so they buried the gold in the jungles of Vietnam, and now they're trying to go back so they can get the gold.
It's like a modern day Three Kings, with Ice Cube. Something like that.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, it kind of reminds me of that movie with Chris Tucker. Remember that movie with Chris Tucker, where he went when he was came back home and they robbed the bank. They robbed the bank after
Dead Presidents.
Oh, you talking about Dead Presidents?
Dead Presidents. Yeah.
No, it's more like Three Kings. If you've seen that movie.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna watch it. Yeah. That sounds good.
And I'll tell you this, Hoop. It does seems a little slow at first. But once they get into it towards the middle and in the end, that's when the action really it takes a turn and it steps up a little bit where you can't turn away. So I highly recommend it. You saw it, right, Aries?
No. I've been meaning to watch it. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch it. I just haven't found the time.
Oh well, if you got to watch it, it'll seem like it's getting slow, but stick with it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of action at the end. You know how Spike Lee does. Especially in the end of his movies, so. But it's an interesting story. Yeah,
he was on Entertainment Tonight promoting it, so I will check it out. And I haven't been watching it yet, but I'm going to get caught up. My wife has been watching 13 Reasons Why. If anybody's been watching that on Netflix. Okay. And that kind of has to do with some of us who have kids that are teenagers. It has to do with teenagers in school. One commits suicide, and then you find out the whole backstory. So it kind of goes into all the backstory of why the kid committed suicide. But it's pretty decent. It's a popular Netflix show.
Yeah,
kind of depressing, kind of sad, but it's
25-year-olds.
Is it what?
Yeah, it's a really good story amongst 18 to 25-year-olds because that's their target audience.
Well, no, they're looking for parents, and then they're trying to find, the producers. So they do like an after show type deal. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to find parents that have kids that age to open up discussions about what's going on at school. Are you getting picked on for this or for that? And so they're trying to open up discussions as to why kids are getting picked on, and then why they choose to commit suicide, which is some of the reasons that some of these kids are considering suicide. I'm just like, wow, man. You get broken up by a boyfriend, and they're like, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm like, what?
Right.
But it is what it is, man.
The wussification of America.
That's another, but it's another pandemic out there, man. Kids are killing themselves. Kids between the ages of 10 to 18 are killing themselves over bullying.
Oh yeah, we know. It's crazy, man. It's crazy out there. I'll tell you what, I'm glad when we were coming up, there was no such thing as the internet or social media. I couldn't imagine that stress.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing we had was MySpace. Remember MySpace?
Oh yeah, well, I was way out of school by then, but yeah.
I was an adult when MySpace came out.
But I can't.
I already did some damage with a camera phone back in the day, though.
Well, the camera phone. Oh, that's the other thing too. That's a big part of the show. People, these kids, trying to, have sex with that camera phone recording, and then they spread it around the school, and then all of a sudden these girls want to kill themselves because they feel like they're a slut. I'm like, well, you ain't a slut. You just have sex on camera. It's okay.
The main thing.
That's how I would calm them down. Yeah.
The main thing I thought about back in like the mid to late 90s when camera phones became pretty, starting to be the norm on phones that you can afford.
What were you thinking about, Rock?
Going to the strip club, baby, and getting those shots.
Oh my God.
Needless to say, I didn't do it. I didn't do it, but I did think about it.
Not no click.
You pull out a click in the strip club, and them bouncers will go knock upside your head.
Well, I was gonna think
the police are beating people up. Watch how these strip club niggas are doing it.
But this was before they even knew about it, and then I wouldn't like pull it all out and say pose for me, but on the side, click. But anyway, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, good old days. Wearing those. Good old days of wearing nylon sweatpants with no drawers.
Yeah. You must have never seen the movie Go. You ever seen the movie Go?
No, I haven't seen it.
I remember that.
You can watch it on one of them things. I think Crackle or Tubi has it on right now. You can watch it with commercials. Yeah, but he took dude to the strip club and he was like, "Whatever you do, don't touch the stripper."
Well, I know
man, dude touch the stripper. All hell broke loose. That's all I gotta say. Go watch Go if you've never seen Go.
Man, I got kicked out of a strip club during the family reunion.
For having a mohawk?
No, we got kicked out as a family.
Wow.
All the dudes, yeah, we all got together and went to a strip club, and we ended up getting kicked out. Like, at least we did it as a family.
Damn Jackson, car patrol.
Yeah, you know who it was? Rock, Stone, Pebble. They all got kicked out.
Very funny, kid. Very funny. All right, girl. Let's say girls. All right, guys. Girls.
What the hell?
This was an interesting social mess show. I want to thank everybody for checking it out. And,
wait, we didn't talk about the Karens. We forgot about the Karens.
Oh yeah,
we'll say that for next. We'll say that for next time. I guess.
Yeah, because they're not going anywhere. Karens are going wild, man.
We can do a Karen show.
Yeah, exactly. But all right, fellas, I want to thank you guys for jumping in. Thanks, Aries, for coming in at the last moment. I mean, not the last moment, but for jumping in. Appreciate that.
Hey, I'm here to help, here to entertain. That's all.
You do a fine job of it, sir. A fine job, and all you guys do. But all right, if that is it, we'll see y'all on the next social mess.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace. See ya.